Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into what is honestly the ultimate built-in superpower for Databricks. We're going to see how it totally transforms the way you handle files, manage secrets, and build automated data pipelines. Seriously, we're looking at a utility library that literally separates the novices from the absolute experts. Let's get into it. So, have you ever stared at a Databricks notebook and felt completely lost? Like, how do I actually wrangle these files or securely handle passwords? If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach from failing jobs or dealt with the manual chaos of moving massive datasets around, you are absolutely not alone. Most beginners fumble this. Imagine trying to process gigabytes of data, but you're stuck manually copying files, or even worse, hard-coding sensitive API keys right into your scripts. Yikes.
But here's the good news. Mastering dbutils can literally cut your debugging time by 50%, half. It massively boosts your productivity, and honestly, it's your ticket to those senior data engineering roles. This isn't just about memorizing a few new commands. It's a complete mindset shift in how you approach data pipelines, so you can operate at the level of top-tier tech companies.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the dbutils superpower. Second, we'll map out the 8 core modules. Third, mastering files and secrets. Fourth, we'll build a hands-on S3 data pipeline. And finally, we'll look at how heavy hitters like Netflix and Uber use this stuff, plus some interview prep.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the dbutils superpower, moving from chaos to control.
Look, relying on manual processes and hard-coding API keys, that's a one-way ticket to security breaches and slip deadlines. It's pure chaos. But dbutils gives you actual superpowers. It gives you programmatic, automated control over your entire Databricks environment. You can manage files, safely pull credentials, and even control your clusters, all directly from your code.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 8 core modules, the complete landscape.
You know what's really wild here? You don't even need to import a single external library. Just calling dbutils gives you immediate access to 8 distinct modules. You've got FS for file operations and secrets for secure management. You can build interactive dashboards with widgets, chain microservices together with the notebook module, and manage dependencies on the fly with library. Add in cluster for worker scaling, jobs for task operations, and preview for quick schema views, and you've basically got a complete command center right at your fingertips.
Okay, Section 3, mastering files and secrets, your daily drivers.
So the absolute crucial point here is knowing how to use the 2 modules you're going to interact with every single day. Let's start with the file system. Think of dbutils.fs exactly like the File Explorer on your laptop, but way more powerful. It's like executing Unix commands on steroids, distributed across a massive cloud network on the Databricks file system, or dbfs.
Here are the core commands you need. You've got ls, cp, mv, and rm to list, copy, move, and delete files. Then you have mount and unmount, which let you seamlessly connect Databricks to external storage like AWS S3. And oh, the head command! This is a lifesaver. Instead of loading a massive multi-gigabyte dataset into memory just to check the schema, head simply grabs the first few lines safely, keeping your cluster from totally crashing.
Now let's talk beginner mistakes versus pro fixes. Amateurs often hard-code API keys directly into their scripts. You know what happens? They inevitably leak into repositories. Pros fix this by always fetching credentials securely with dbutils.secrets.get, or take deleting files. Beginners try to delete directories with RM and it fails because they forgot to add the recurse equals true flag, which is actually a great built-in safety default. Beginners might also run chain notebooks that hang forever, while pros always set a 60-second or greater timeout. It's these little tweaks that make a huge difference.
All right, Section 4, hands-on S3 data pipeline, step by step. Let's build something.
Let's actually apply these concepts to a real-world scenario. Imagine we need to process a new sales CSV file from an external S3 bucket right into our Databricks environment. We're going to break this down into 4 precise, automated steps to safely ingest that data, mount the bucket, list the files, copy the latest file, and preview the data. Step 1 is our one-time setup, mounting the storage. This abstracts the cloud storage so it essentially feels like a local drive, and the real magic happens in the extra configurations. We use the secrets module, specifically dbutils.secrets.get, to dynamically and securely pull our AWS access keys. Notice how at no point are we typing our actual passwords in plain text? That right there is enterprise-grade security. Next up, steps 2 and 3.
we fire off the ls command to list the files sitting in our newly mounted directory. Once we spot our target, we use the cp command to copy that latest 2026 sales data into a temporary processing folder within the Databricks file system. Everything is completely programmatic, repeatable, and fully automated.
Finally, step 4. We use the head command with a strict 200-byte limit to safely preview the data rows. Boom! We can quickly verify that the headers like date, product, and revenue are spot on. Everything is perfectly staged, and we can confidently hand this off to our Spark readers without any fear of blowing up our cluster.
And that brings us to our final section, Section 5, Netflix, Uber, and Interviews, Real-World Application.
So we just built a pipeline, but I want to stress that this isn't just classroom theory. Top-tier companies rely on these exact same commands. Netflix, they heavily utilize the FS module for S3 orchestration in their massive daily ETL pipelines. Uber leverages the notebook module, specifically the notebook.run command, to chain together literally over 100 different ride analytics scripts modularly. This stuff operates at incredible scale.
Because these tools are so essential, mastering them makes you incredibly valuable on the job market. If you're interviewing for a senior data engineering role, you might literally get asked, explain the difference between dbutils.secrets and standard environment variables. Nailing this answer is a massive green flag for recruiters looking for true Databricks professionals.
So what's the winning answer? It's that dbutils.secrets provides enterprise-grade security because the values are heavily encrypted within the Databricks ecosystem. And crucially, every single access request is strictly audited. Standard environment variables, they just don't offer that native level of tracking and protection.
Knowing how to automate these pipelines and securely handle credentials is exactly what separates the novices from the experts. The tools are right there, built natively into the platform, just waiting for you to unleash them. Remember, the difference between where you are and where you want to be is action. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this. How are you going to apply these real-world dbutils skills to completely transform your very next Databricks project?